Let's check in with the podcast, man. What podcast?
My bitch brown like Suki, she got good coochie. Better than Karuchi, put her in a movie. At 17, I did the Louis, bitches nothing to me. Ayy, fuck them, we don't know y'all. Ayy, weird niggas fucking up the protocol. Might just see me dozing out, but I ain't sleep at all. I made my bed so I can't trip about hoes creeping off. No pain, write a script so I can sleep it off. Jigga jumping, hella luggage, I can't sleep it off. It could never get too hard when I can see it soft. Pest control, he got zapped, they couldn't trust my dog.
Alright, welcome back. 804. Some of the best podcasts are, housed by this one and amazing 101.1 fam, the station. You're also looking in the eyes of the owner of Frat House Media, who is an up and rising black media company that is trying to get the voices of the 804 and many other places out here to the world. Back to the amazing, wonderful, inspiring, groundbreaking Jasmine Blooms.
Oh, all these things.
I'll tell you this. It is a difference when you got to watch a process of a person. And I do, a lot of times I like to pick with you. You already know that. I always talk something, say something slick. But I think the biggest thing about this, I also wanted to, like I said, I shout out Roscoe. But I think it was a very great thing that you actually came here because we did get to see a lot of each other's journey.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. I wouldn't have never known that, within my first bookends or things that are going on at Fountain of Youth and me just trying to piece things together to be in a different lane other than an audio engineer, you're also going through your journey as well as because I already thought you was established. I thought you had the game in the bag. I'm not gonna lie to you. Of course I got to meet Breeze and Roscoe and doing work for them, but I couldn't have told you that you were no less of a level, not saying you are, but any, a newcomer from them, any difference from them, you look like a natural out there. So to hear this, to know this as of today, it's like, we kind of like started our journeys
together.
Right. And that is an amazing thing,
Yeah, it is.
Okay. First of all, tell me about King Aiden.
That thing's a trip.
Okay.
I have one son. He's 8, and he's a ball of energy, all boy. My pride, for real, just all my joy, and he keeps me going. To be honest, I think a lot of decisions that I've made thus far were in some capacity with him in mind. Whether it was jumping out on faith, trying something new. And also, I'm learning a lot about Aiden right now. Okay. Because he's at an age where he has discernment and he has his own opinions with things. Mm-hmm. And he'll have, mommy's always go, go, go. I'm always busy. And mommy, you need to slow down. You need to take a break. He reminds me, mommy needs self-care. For real. And
that's an amazing form of a reminder, because mine's just ask for money. Let me alone.
How old are your kids?
No, I got the teenagers. And when they tell you things get easier down the line, they didn't mean it get cheaper down the line. The communication may get easier, but the pocket flow is always going. It's a faucet. But it is. Well, can you ask me how I'm doing today before you rob me? Yeah. But that is a very great form of awareness. And I do remember as a parent what it was like when I started paying attention that my child had awareness in my life. Not just the opinions of trying to impress or, hey, am I doing this right, mom or dad?
Right.
But as in, hey, I got a strong enough mind to let you know you need to be chilling right now. I see you doing too much. That is right. Real talk. So that's amazing.
Yeah. It's I appreciate it, and also learning how to communicate better with the kid, like with people in general, just on how I speak to my kid, and teaching him how to communicate in that same way. So yeah, communication and self awareness is key with me and this kid. Like, we're always learning about each other.
Dope. I definitely will second that. Communication is always my number one thing. Self-awareness and accountability are my number 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
So that's crazy you say that. All right. Has he inspired any work?
Yes.
What's the name of the poem?
It doesn't have a name. I usually don't name the poems.
Okay.
You know, usually within the poetry scene, if they hear a poem they like, they create their own title for your shit anyway. So, but it is a poem about me and him and our growth with one another. Okay. But I don't do it often, so I don't know it off top. And I feel like this is another poem that could stand for an edit because I hadn't touched it in a minute. So, but yeah, he's definitely been in a couple of my poems.
All right. Give me 3 good words that come to mind in your brain when it comes to describing Richmond, Virginia.
Community. Live. Can I do like this?
Oh, get it. We can be as raw as we want to.
Okay. Community, live music.
Okay.
And home, because a lot of people don't know I'm from Richmond, born and raised. People that even when I met Roscoe, he was like, "Where'd you come from?" Like, you know, and I was like, "I'm from here."
Where'd you come from?
Yeah, he was like, you know, like, where were you at? I needed help with social media and stuff like that. But he was like, you know, where you come from? And I was from here, born and raised, but I moved away for about 20 years. I lived in Danville, Virginia, and then I went to college in Hampton Roads. But my situation with domestic violence led me back here, and it still feels like home, like more than ever now, because it's a community of people who have seen me as a poet, seen me as a mom, seen me as an advocate, and want to help build me up in some kind of way. And there's nothing like that. You know, I think that the place that I was in before, the city I was in before, I didn't have that.
Right.
It felt I felt isolated, I felt alone. So to have that here, not only for me, but for the kid too, like even hosting the open mics, I'm like, this is on a Tuesday. I don't know if I can slide through with the kid. Bring the kid with you. We'll put him in the back.
Real talk.
Yeah, it's
pull
a family.
Pull up.
It's a family. Yeah. Always. So yeah, definitely community, live music, and home.
Shout out Danville, Virginia. I gotta throw the love because my family is also.
Really?
I feel like we discussed this already. But yes, my family is from Danville, Virginia as well. My grandmother came here in the 1950s from Danville, Virginia.
Wow.
And she actually, her husband was the Richmond native. She's from there. And they came out here and opened up an ice cream parlor.
Talk about this. We did, because my mom is from Danville, my dad is from. We did talk about this. I remember now. Yeah.
So. All right. What ways have Richmond inspired you in poetry?
The open mics.
Okay.
Definitely the open mics. Going to the open mics and going to these poetry slams. There's so many here now, and I mean, they have a few here in Richmond. They got Rich Inc. They have Slam Richmond.
Right.
They have the Writers Den, and then in Williamsburg they have I believe that's Slam Connection as well. And Hampton Roads has Verb Benders. Like it further up in Charlottesville is Spellbound. So it's so many now, and to hear all these different perspectives of life journeys, and it's so inspiring, and it really has you, like, I'm the type that I got to take that home with me. If that's still lingering me at home and I'm still thinking about it, then you hit me, you got me in my feels, and I want to feel like, I want to try and build upon it. I want to be better, now, because I see people really being, as you said earlier, so vulnerable.
Right. So
vulnerable, and getting up there and doing this shit really scared. You can't. No one's going up there hard to steal.
I got this.
I'm gonna talk about.
I feel like poetry is one of them things where even when you become great and within speech, still after that, even when you shake the stage fright, it's almost a second form of stage fright that you have to be worried about, right?
Right.
Because there is a stage fright of, will I be accepted? And then there is the stage fright of, can I make it through and express it where I was in this time, you know, and then the connection of how it resonates. So it's like, it's a double whammy what you got to worry about. Like, why I always look at poets as superheroes is for that reason, because an artist in itself comes with stage fright and being able to break the ability of that.
Yeah.
But then you're going through your truths. We have plenty of rap artists who are, you know, we got writers camps when it comes to a degree. So we came together, and it took a lot for us 5 to come up with Beyonce's song or whatever. But what happened when Jasmine Blooms is just telling Jasmine Blooms, and she got to get it across an audience of 300 people? That is very different.
It's different, and it's difficult because also when you do tap in to that feeling that put this poem on paper, it can be traumatizing.
Right.
You see people running off the stage in tears because they're still maybe healing from it or dealing from it, or had to put themselves in that moment and got a release from it. So it's a lot of care that needs to be taken as well when expressing these stories.
Okay. So recently I've seen that you won your first slam.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, is that why you say it like that? That's a... You feel what I'm saying? Like, what we doing? What y'all talking about? Well, I ain't even perform at a slam yet. I'm trying to knock it down.
No. I mean, like I said, I never wanted to get up there. I never thought I could. And to get up there, the first one I did was a head-to-head, and it was not. I did not plan to be up there. Right. Somebody had to drop out, and then the next thing I see is my name on the flyer. I'm like, oh, that is not what I agreed to, but we here now. So I had to learn how to memorize my poems. That was
that's tough.
And I had 3 weeks to get it done, and I did it and placed second. So that was me, like, okay, maybe I got something here. Let me try it again. And the next time I did it was the New Shit Slam that I think they had in May or June, and I won that one. So that was cool too, because a lot of the poems were new. So it's a constant challenge of myself. Like, I hit this goal. Let me see how far I was.
That foundation that we was talking about, and building off of it instead of forgetting that you ever had that sense of foundation.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like that is that rug that we need, because somebody can be like, yoink.
Yeah.
At any time, and it's like, yo, remember who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And let's build off of who you are when you step on stage, when you present it. That confidence build in the transition from any former artist. Mm-hmm. And I explain this within my studio to other former artists. When you come up in here, there are people who think that they're aspiring. You're not aspiring, you here.
Yeah.
You got to know who you are. Don't look at me as an engineer and say what you think about it. Know what you thought about that. Because you know what you say. You know what your cadence is. You know how your sound is. You know how to walk in your truth. You know this is your story. What you worry about the engineer? It's my job to clear your vocals up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That sound good.
And it ain't got nothing to do with this your story.
Yeah.
So definitely I know the stage fright. I know what it's like to be there. Yeah. I've been in places where my artists have asked me to walk out the room, and he just say, show me where to hit the record button at, because he's scared to do that in front of me.
Oh, wow.
And that really makes a difference when you see poets on stage, because it's the polar opposite, and you begin to get that same inspiration. Now you can go back in that studio and hit play in front of whoever you want to. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because these people have shown me the way to stand up for myself.
I would love to see you get on stage.
I would love to get on stage.
I would love
to be honest with you, I started based in poetry, but loved being an artist so much more to a degree, because I felt like, not that it was more challenging, but it was just harder to squeeze the 16 and it's so free flowing when you're an artist. It's not based on you rhyming, it's really based on emotion. But I also see that free flowing and coloring out the lines is a little bit more of a bigger artist than the artist that we hear structured on the radio. You know, when you're on your 16 and should I bring a hook in or whatever, these are structured or formatted songs to a particular reason. What we gotta really appreciate is the free flow. And for real, the format is within the same. It's in that time limit. get what you got to get up off your chest and get it done.
And get it done.
You know,
you can get wordy. I know that's usually my crutch. It's like getting too wordy with it, so I have to edit it to make sure I get to the point.
Let's squeeze it to the point. You got 3 minutes. It's like when the comedian said on stage, you got this certain amount of time.
Right.
How much are you gonna make this punchline hit as fast as possible?
Yeah.
So you got to think about that, even in the right of that, right?
Right.
It's to me easier to make a person laugh to a degree with good manner or good nature as a comedian. But within that same minutes, it's a little bit more challenging to put you in your feelings about what you have been through and tell somebody else's story who's sitting in that same crowd like a preacher would. Like a preacher who's on a time limit.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's a talent.
Yeah.
That's a real talent. I have to get to the source of your core and make you believe that where I resonate with you resonates with me in person and live, no beat.
Yeah. It's just you.
It's just you
and the mic. It's just you and the mic. And I mean, to be honest, I have a respect for comedians in that respect too, because it's going to these open mics. And at one point, Writers Den was doing it weekly, and we had like a comedy week. And I would see Ham, I would see Apple Brown Betty, like they would slide through.
Shout out all those people. I got to meet. Yo,
man,
shout out all these people, because all these people that you're naming, I got to meet in the beginning of my stages of my journey and didn't know how big they were. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's an honor to be around these people, and I went back and shout out Mike J for putting me in the presence of Apple Brown.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Shout out to Ham. Shout out to Mimi Casson for putting me in the presence of Ham and making me aware of who he was. These people are very inspiring.
Yes.
Very inspiring.
For sure. And I mean, every single one of them I met through Sunday service. Like they all slid through there. So it was incredible. And it was, at the time, it was easy because it was COVID.
Right.
So it wasn't too many places to go, and Sunday service, I think, was one of the only ones that was still running through COVID. And people, as creatives, we got to get this off. Like, we itching to get behind the mic, especially if they got something to say. So it was comedians, singers, rappers, poets, all these
everybody
fucking
hungry
weirdos that's just saying shit and eating good food and babies in the back. Like, it was love. It was a beautiful time. And I mean, to this day, when I ride past Sunday service, my kid is like, well, why they close it? Like,
yeah, I was a little sick behind it. Shout out Sunday Soul Food Service. Actually had me shoot my second or third ad for videography.
I remember that.
For the Fountain of Youth as well as Sunday Soul Food. And I loved every bit of it. Meeting the great people and the environment. So, shout out the owners of them. You guys have been amazing to the you have been amazing to the community with or without that being an establishment here.
Right. It made its mark.
Okay. So I want to ask you your go-to song that you have for yourself when you get in the car.
Oh, that changes all the time. It depends on the mood.
Okay. Like, who is the artist? How about that? Let's go more into that lane. Like, oh my God, this is my...
I mean, shoot, can I look at my phone?
Hey, you got it.
No. It's one I've been playing lately because Berserk by Big Sean, Hit Boy, and A$AP Ferg. Like, okay. If I'm trying to get amped and lit.
Okay.
But really hardcore lately, it's been Erykah Badu's live North Sea performance. I've been playing that whole live performance right now. I'm excited because I just bought tickets to go see Erykah Badu, and I've never seen her live before. So,
is this the concert with her? It's supposed to be like Larry June on the set?
Yeah.
I need to go.
I just bought my ticket last night. I talked myself into it, because you know how we do. It's like, no, I'm not. I might need to say that. I was like,
shoot the gun, because if not, you're gonna regret it. Then you're gonna be looking at all the storylines. You like, I should have went there. That was supposed to be me.
I had it at the time. I should have went.
Right.
So that's that. I've always wanted to see Erykah Badu live.
Me too.
And I think that she's one of the greats that gives an incredible live performance. So I'm happy that I get to go. Yeah, I've been on Erykah lately.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What age did you discover your poetry bug?
9.
Okay.
I was journaling at 7 and just trying to get emotions off. And then I had this book of poems and just figured I would, try it out and see where I would get with it. It, of course, wasn't good, at 9.
Well,
it wasn't that good.
I tried to save you a little bit.
No, it wasn't that good. It was when I got in high school. It got better. I think I wrote a poem about 9/11. My mom still talks about that poem. I saved that poem, and it's somewhere in the house. I still got that poem. So, but it was talking about the pain of the people who had lost their families. And so I always was very much on paper, but it wasn't until I moved here in 2019, or 2020 really,
right.
Where I got the confidence to get up behind a mic. And as we were talking about earlier, that transition was a bit different, I was still on paper, I was still on the page, and it only took me until the beginning of this year to all right, let's get up off the page and be able to express, because I'm even though I have the book, I'm shaking with the book because I got we call them poet hands.
Okay.
We're poets. We got, when we're talking, we doing all this with the hands.
The spirit.
Yeah, the spirit, exactly.
These are golden. Is it that?
It's that.
Okay.
It's so much emotion that's gotta come out in the hands. You see people, everybody's got their thing. They either mess with the mic stand or whatever, and we're the poets.
Fidgeting
we got
to
the
make you feel
hands.
comfort.
Right.
Okay.
So, yeah, even I had to let the book go to get stronger with it. But as far as writing, since 9, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, with that being said, we have come to the conclusion. I really definitely thank you so much. Thank you kindly for stopping by here at 101.1 The Fam. I want to also thank my brother behind the camera, Troy Coles, who actually did me a little bit of helping today. And it ain't a little bit, it was a lot of helping. These are a slight pinch. Okay, all right. This is smidge is what we're talking about. I want to thank you for coming by and putting on for the team. I mean, I got to know more about you than just the Writer's Den, which also helps me because it lets me know where your placement or how you feel or how you mold it. What matters, because me being the owner operator of Frat House Media, I like to be able to see how somebody can organically fall within something because they are meant to be there. It's their calling. It's not it wasn't saying, hey, I saved you. It's not even about that. It was like, yo, this is the vibration and this is my tribe. And when you really find your tribe and these are the people that came from, it don't even matter if it's 10 years ago, people fall off or whatever. You can meet somebody tomorrow who is part of your tribe. So when you find these people and they're golden, stick by them, stand by them. You got a clean slate. You have no reputation of any negative sort of outlook, where you can just be the best version of you and show your talents. Get up off your butt, go show your talents.
Yeah, and do that shit scared.
Get
do it scared.
Real talk though, because at the end of the day, when they close that casket, you can't say nothing, you can't do nothing, and there's plenty of things that we sit on as a population that can help the next, whether it's just teaching, showing, and growing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I want to thank you for also telling me your journey and helping me to grow through some of my stage fright today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Not a problem.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. And this is how we will conclude it. If you happen to have any shout outs, let the people know where they can find you.
You can find me at Jasmine Blooms on Facebook, Jasmine Blooms _ on Instagram. Make sure you're following Food for Thought Poetry Slam. That is, once again, October 5th at the Virginia Museum of History and Culture. And also make sure you're following The Writer's Den.